I'd love to learn how to slow down. I'd love to learn how to hold on to, that sort of youthful, fresh, innovative idea and not let the whole world sort of get inside your head.
How to take what we do today and kind of make it more useful for society in general rather than for brands.
There's a lot I want to learn. I want to learn how to do the hugest event that I could possibly learn how to do. I want to learn how to do literally like the opening ceremonies at Beijing. And they had all those coordinated dancers and they did all the synchronization, something like that. That would be something I'd want to learn.
How to kite surf?
There's a lot. Languages. I would love to learn how to sew, make my own clothes.
For me it would be kite surfing, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
There's a ton of things that I still want to learn, but probably the best is figuring out better work-life balance, so I have the time to get to all of those things.
I think mine, more than the event world side of what to learn, would be just patience. I think that we live in a world right now where we expect things right away, and I know I expect those things in myself. I expect myself to turn things around and get things back to people in a timely manner, and to always be punctual and be there for people. And I expect that out of other people, but I think it's kind of become a point of where I need to slow down and realize that people don't work at the same pace I do.
What do I still want to learn? Work-life balance, I think, especially given that I'm 8.5 months pregnant right now. I think I really need to figure that out going forward, how I'm going to do this and be out as often as I am.
I still want to learn how to connect to the right people within the city. I'm kind of new at this, and I'd love to be able to know the right vendors to call, know the innovative processes that are happening, and kind of be at the forefront of what's going on.
What I would really like to learn is how to not sweat over the small things. There are so many moving parts to an event, and there are so many things that don't work out exactly the way you planned. So to be a perfectionist is sometime going to be to your demise.
I want to learn how to enjoy every moment and maybe not work so hard.
I want to learn more of the technical side, more of the software application. Although we have architects and designers in-house, for instance, I don't do AutoCAD, and would love to do more of the, understand the AutoCAD software and other softwares we use more.
I want to learn how to use projection in events on a more grand level. I think that there are a lot of ways to use it now, but with technology changing so quickly, every day there's new and different ways to do it. So I'm looking for ways to integrate it and to learn those elements.
I still want to learn how to be on top. I feel like, my business is still in its toddler stages. I always want to be able to learn. I think you can learn from people who've been in the business for years or people who just started today.
I've always been in the kitchen and creating and formulating different stuff, different food, but I want to learn the business side. I find it very intriguing.
I'm probably would define myself as a lifelong learner. I think there's something that I'm learning every day. I'm always surprised a little bit when I realize that, boy, I didn't think of it that way, but I'm really glad to hear your way of thinking about it. So I think learning is just happening all the time. I think being open to it and being accepting and not being afraid of change, that's key to all of it.
What I want to continue to learn more about is technology and bringing technology about communication into the events, and how that we find creative ways to communicate either through photos or text or videos out from the event and find better new ways to do it.
I still want to travel immensely. Every time I go somewhere, I come back with some ideas. I find something in a museum, shopping in a store, going through Central Park. It's endless what you can glean from a simple window shopping experience.
Just to continue to learn cutting edge techniques and work with cutting edge companies that really want to brand themselves in a really distinct and incredible way.
The great thing about cooking is that there's not a finite amount that you can learn. So there's always something I learn when I go out to eat in another restaurant, when I travel, when I go to a new market.
when I read a new book. So I like continuing to learn, and so I have I can't put a quantity on what there is left to learn. It's too much.
I'm not very adept at technical things. I don't shy away from them, but it doesn't come natural to me. And in my business, I found that I need to keep up with things that are out of my area, out of food, out of design, and that would be sound and lighting and special effects.
I can't imagine coming up with one thing that I want to learn. To me, curiosity is the meaning of life.
I'm a yes man. There's always something that I always can and will do. I pretty much will go anywhere and try anything, and if someone puts it to me, I will do it within my limits, but yeah, I think I need to learn to say no a little bit more.
I think I'd like to learn to work on larger productions, work on things that are larger scale. Every year we have the opportunity to do that, but just to continue to grow and expand my comfort zone with respect to how large an event is or how expansive. And I think work-life balance, that's something I'll probably work on forever.
Although it sounds trite, I've always wanted to learn how to direct. And so I feel like part of what we do in our jobs is direct a team, but I've never really directed a commercial or a music video. So I think that would be a great experience to take on and to learn. And beyond that, I think I'd just like to be able to achieve more in learning a little bit more about creative design and graphic arts.
I don't think there's like a day that goes by that I don't learn something. Whether it's just something about one of my employees that maybe makes it better, or just something that helped me run the company better, a little trick about lighting, that might make my designs look better. There's just so much to learn in our industry. There's so many new things to do, and there's so many innovative electronics and lights and gadgets and things that they're coming out with all the time that are just going to make everything better.
How to be as minimal and dramatic and tasteful all at the same time that I possibly can.
I need to learn about blogs and Twitter and social media, and I think I was hoping that they would go away. So I've turned deaf ears to them, but I think now I'm finally realizing that not only are they here to stay, but they're actually brilliant.
I want to learn how to build an empire. How to get to the next step. It's never, my cup is never full. It's always half empty. There's always something to do, something to learn, a new experience to go into, and it's just building this empire.
I think what I'd like to keep learning is how to better listen to people and to better react to what they're trying to what their needs and wants are. More and more I find that my biggest skill is probably listening rather than anything else. It's not technological, it's not equipment, it's people and people skills. So I'd like to be better at that.